Emily with Knitting Butterflies, back to show you the projects that I've been working on for the month of April. I thought it would be fun to kind of show you just the month's worth of what I've been knitting and crocheting and things like that. So to start, I finished my Hamel knit hat. This is the like 6th or 7th one I've made. This one is the one that I made for me for my trip to Chicago, and it hasn't been blocked yet, so it's not like perfect or anything, but I think it looks pretty awesome. This yarn is Anzula. Excuse me, I'm still getting over bronchitis. So this yarn was gifted to me by my super wonderful friend Candy from the Pause for Stitches podcast. If you have not watched her yet, you totally need to. So she was one of my test knitters for this pattern, which this is my pattern, and she sent me her leftovers so that I could have my own in this particular colorway, which I think is still the prettiest one I've seen that anybody has knit. I just love the gold and black, and I wish I had thought of it because it makes perfect sense with the show and the logo and like all that stuff. So this hat is all lyrics from the Broadway play Hamilton, and I think it's showing up backwards for you guys right now, but it says things like talk less, smile more, rise up, helpless, I'm not throwing away my shot, oceans rise, empires fall. That's my favorite one. So yeah, this has been done for a while, but I didn't weave in the ends for a while. So I wove in the ends on the plane to Chicago, and I was so glad that I had it because it was freezing cold in Chicago, and so I wore it for pretty much the whole trip. There we go. Looks good, right? Sometimes I like to wear it kind of slouchy. Like that. Yeah, I kind of like it better like that. I don't know. I think it looks cool. And of course, everybody's favorite part is the part that I hate to knit, but it's the star on top. So it looks kind of like the logo. So I finished that on the plane to Chicago, and then I also worked like crazy. I tried to get one done for my husband for a trip, but it just didn't get done. It got super close, but I did his in the reverse. I had enough of the yarn left over that I could do his in reverse. I almost like this one even better, the black with the gold text. I think it looks so cool. So again, the same lyrics, same yarn, Anzula, in a really lovely gold color. And I got everything done but the star. The star is my least favorite part to knit, even though it looks awesome. It takes a lot of my brain power, and it's just not my favorite part to knit. I also have this really cool stitch marker on it. I don't know if it will focus on it. That is from One Geek to Craft Them All. She has an awesome Etsy shop that has a whole line of stitch markers, like a gun and a hurricane symbol and scales and like all these different symbols that kind of represent Hamilton. And so I love the star on that from One Geek to Craft Them All. The black is Cascade Heritage sock yarn. That's my favorite sock yarn, but man, this Anzula is so soft. My husband's hat, oh, I forgot to show you the inside of the brims of our hats, because the original brim just has the word Hamilton written around the outside. And for this one, I also made it say, who lives, who dies, who tells your story, with the Hamilton. And I really like, I just added those extra rows, and then I turned the hem in a different spot and connected it in a different spot, and I actually like it better with the taller brim. It kind of made, excuse me, a nice ear warmer for when we were in Chicago. So I did the same thing for my husband. So his also says, who lives, who dies, who tells your story, on the inside. So I just have to do the star, and then his will be done. He did say he would wear it even if we weren't in Chicago, so he's a good guy. So that's the project I worked on in Chicago the whole time that we were there. Also knitted myself a pair of shorty socks. I have so many socks in my sock drawer that I did not need any more like long socks for a while, but I've been wearing those cute like booties that everybody's wearing, and when you like, you know, roll the cuff of your pant up a little bit so you can see your leg just a tiny bit. I really liked that look, but none of my long socks would work for that, and so I decided to knit myself a couple pairs of shorty socks. So this is my second pair that I've knit for myself. The yarn for this is Sun Valley Fibers Merino Cashmere Nylon, which is so luxurious and beautiful, and the colorway is called Woodland Creatures. So it's it's like hot pink and orange and purple and green and brown, and it's super pretty, and I love, 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 love how these knit up. and they took no time at all. And I have enough yarn left over to make another pair. And I was actually wearing these today, which is why they look kind of not great, because they were in my boot just a few minutes ago. So I have that. Okay, so after I finished that pair of socks, I have been watching a lot of the Yarn Hoarder podcast lately, and I just love all of her contrasting heels and toes that she does so much on her socks. And who else does it? It doesn't matter. But there's so many podcasters out there that do awesome contrasting heels and toes, and I haven't really done that a whole lot with my socks. And I got super, super sick one day, and so I wanted to knit something new without having to even get up and wind the yarn for it. And my friend Jen had gifted me this skein of Regia yarn after Stash Dash, which is so pretty. Turquoises and blues and greens and grays, totally my colors. I just love it. And so she gifted me some Regia yarn, and I had some contrasting gray yarn in my stash, and so I decided to go ahead and start knitting myself a sock. Even though I don't need more socks in my drawer, I definitely still knit them. So I did contrasting tufts, so the dark gray is the cuff right here, and then the heel as well. Let's see if I can get that for you. And then the body of the sock is self-striping, and the pattern that I'm using to knit this is the Slip and Swirl pattern by Christy Barnwell of the Innes Knit podcast. And I'm doing the self-striping modification, which is just super pretty slip stitches when your colors change. I really like it. I think she did a great job writing the pattern. And then I used a Fish Lips Kiss heel, which I was super excited that I was able to knit from memory. So that was awesome. So that's coming along, and that goes in my Knit More Girls podcast bag that my friend Becky brought home for me from Stitches West from Erin Lane Bags. So that's really fun. And then the other product that is taking all of my time, and I feel like it's going to be taking all of my time forever and ever and ever, is my scrap blanket that I showed you guys a couple episodes ago. And I've been working on this not every night, because I'm pretty sure I'll go crazy if I work on this every single night, but there have been several nights where I'll watch like 8 episodes in a row of The Office, and that's dinner showing me that it's preheated. I'll watch like 8 episodes of The Office in a row and work on this, and then I get done and I'll have like 6 squares done, and it's kind of depressing because it's taking a really, really long time, but I'm getting a lot done. So I have 3 rows of my scrap blanket done so far. Even though all the ends aren't clipped, all the ends are woven in. I just have to clip this last row. So I didn't have my scissors with me, but they are all woven in and ready to go, and it's coming along nicely. It's humongous. It's 12 squares across. We decided that we wanted 12 by 17, I think, is what we're doing. And so it's getting pretty big, and I'm pretty sure this will cover a twin size bed minimum by the time it's done. So it is coming along. It's nice and warm, figuring weight, and I've also been working on more flowers for the middle, and then I also ordered more yarn for the this part right here, the oyster heather, and I ordered more of the rabbit heather from Knit Picks Stroll Tweed, because I ran out of the oyster heather a little bit more than halfway through framing all of my flowers, and so I ordered more of that and more of the rabbit heather, so I would have enough for when the time came for that. And that is that blanket. So that is pretty much everything I've been knitting on. I've been spinning some Into the World, oh gosh, Superwash Merino that was gifted to me at Zombie Knitpocalypse. I can't remember if it was Polworth, but it's definitely Superwash Merino. And this is a yellow and gray. The colorway is called Godric's Hollow. Hold that back here. And I just took the braid and just did a long draw, long single with it. And I actually have another one of those on the wheel if you want to see it. This is my spinning wheel right here. Her name is Annabelle. And so this is the singles that I spun, kind of long draw. Just really pretty. And then I made like big long color repeats, and then from there I chain plied that into a pretty bulky, gosh, it's definitely bigger than a worsted. I want to say it's like a Aran weight, worsted to Aran weight yarn. that is chain plied. So it'll be self-striping, and I actually have another entire braid of this stuff. And so I think I'm going to knit a really fun poncho for my younger daughter out of it. I think she'll really like it. So the color is all yellows and grays, which isn't really her favorite colors, but I really like them. And I think she's gonna look super cute, and she will wear anything I put her in. So that is that project. So that is everything I have been working on. I would love to hear what you have been working on for the month of April. So comment below or send me a message on Ravelry, comment in the Ravelry group, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.